Your entire digital empire can be replicated overnight, and you won't hear a peep from the courts. Every year, IP theft devours up to $600 billion from U.S. innovators. Digital clones and trade secret raids cost between $225 and $600 billion annually. Global online piracy steals $29.2 billion to $71 billion in U.S. revenue every year. Source code leaks climbed 40% year-over-year on the dark web. Gartner warns by 2026, 30% of enterprises will adopt automated content authentication. AI-generated brand impersonations are your silent killer. Plagiarism on OpenSea reached 80% with lazy minting. ERC 721C enforces on-chain royalties to fight art clones. Thaler vs. Perlmutter forces proof of human authorship or waive copyright. Meta processed 1.1 billion automated matches last quarter alone. Amazon brand registry slashed infringements by 99% for proactive brands. WIPO filings hit 277,500 as digital-first patents surge. EU imports of counterfeits now top 119 billion, nearly 5.8%. Your digital designs are targets the moment you hit publish. Gartner predicts 30% of global enterprises will deploy watermarking by 2026. Adobe, Microsoft, and Sony forged C2PA's Content Credentials standard in 2024. Content credentials create tamper-evident trails for every asset you own. Google's About This Image uses IPTC metadata and SynthID watermarking to track visuals. SynthID watermarks embed invisible codes into pixels, uncrackable by copycats. Blockchain-based credentials stamp authenticity on digital files from origin to archive. Data shows watermarking cuts unauthorized clones by over 70% for test brands. Every asset carries a cryptographic signature tied to your private key. Open source tools now integrate C2PA standards into Adobe Creative Cloud workflows. Major studios already tag footage with content credentials before distribution. Fail to tag your work, and AI will replicate it in minutes with zero trace. Your brand voice, your melodies, and your code need stamped provenance. Without authentication, every pixel and line of text becomes disposable. The cost of implementing watermarking is dwarfed by the billions you'll lose. Automate your first defense or accept perpetual photogenic robbery. Meta Rights Manager processed 1.1 billion matches, scale you can't handle manually. Amazon Brand Registry protects 700,000 brands, dropping infringements by 99%. YouTube's Content ID blocks music pirates before you even hit publish. Spotify's secret scanning flags leak tracks in private catalogs instantly. Twitter now checks for deepfake video signatures before amplification. LinkedIn scans shared code snippets for leaked API keys and licenses. GitHub's secret scanning found thousands of high-risk architectural leaks in 2024. These platforms built infrastructure you can rent, use it relentlessly, complain proactively, or watch clones flood every digital marketplace. Indie filmmaker recouped $2 million via Amazon Brand Registry tools. Startup reclaimed its UI patents using Google's image provenance tech. Bulk takedowns on Instagram saved a small label from collapse in 2023. Platforms wield data at scale, tap into their AI models to detect fakes. Every ignored DMCA notice is an open invitation to copycats. Make platform-level enforcement part of your launch checklist. Congress passed the No Fakes Act to criminalize AI deepfakes of real people. 2024's No Fakes Act grants a property right over your digital likeness. Enforce it in court with an IP attorney and a federal judge willing to act. ERC-721C tokens mandate on-chain royalties on every secondary NFT sale. Lazy minting plastered 80% of OpenSea art with blatant plagiarism. ERC-721C flipped that script by embedding creator fees into smart contracts. Thaler vs. Perlmutter denies copyright to purely AI-generated works. Now, human authorship documentation is your shield in any infringement claim. EU's Digital Services Act tightens cross-border enforcement against past pirates. US Tier's Special 301 report flagged piracy as a service as a top global threat. Platforms can now prosecute past providers under new international treaties. Your compliance team must map every country's IP code by launch day. Inaction invites racketeering charges under RICO for organized theft rings. Law moves slower than code, but it's catching up. Load your legal arsenal. Standards and statutes now form the backstop behind your technical defenses. Secret scanning tools crawl your private repos for leaked architecture blueprints. Cybersec's 40% spike in dark web code leaks demands proactive scanning. Implement two-step IP ingestion. Register, watermark, then distribute. Use IP management software. Market to hit $10.5 billion by 2025. Automate global takedowns through API integrations with major platforms. Set up onboard IP infringement alerts tied to your brand keywords. Track secondary NFT markets via live oracles to enforce royalties. Invest in in-house counsel specializing in digital-first patent filings. WIPO recorded 237,500 international patent filings. Lean into digital-first patents. EUIPO values counterfeit imports at $119 billion. Build countermeasure budgets. Ensure your IP portfolio. Captives now cover digital asset infringement losses. Train your team with red team exercises simulating past clone attacks. Benchmark ROI. Every $1 spent on protection returns $10 in prevented losses. Senior executives must own IP defense as a P&L line item. Your board needs real-time dashboards on infringement trends and costs. AI will clone your product in seconds if you leave the gate open. Watermarking, credentials, and legal rights form a triad that forces deterrence. Invest now or watch entire business units vanish into copycat black markets. Cross-border digital infringement will outpace stale national laws. Piracy-as-a-service platforms will democratize theft for any wannabe hacker. Your only defense: combine tech, legal, and platform muscle unapologetically. CEOs who ignore these trends will find the next unicorn eaten alive. Data shows proactive brands outperform in valuation by 30% over peers. By 2026, failing to deploy automated watermarking will be malpractice. Your digital assets are lightning rods. Shield them at scale or surrender them. The future belongs to those who treat IP defense as product development. Ask yourself, will your legacy be innovation or a cautionary tale? Every second you delay, copycats write your obituary in code. Seize the moment. Make protection your competitive advantage today. What will your copycats say about you when you're no longer in control?